What it do, boys? It's your boy Brez back with another video. Today's video I'm going to be showing you guys the exact A to Z guide on how to actually sign your first client freelance brand scaling. I know a lot of you struggle out there signing your first client. It's one of the biggest humps to overcome when starting your journey freelance brand scaling. So I'm here to help. I'm here to show you exactly how I would do it if I completely restarted and had 0 clients, exactly how I would go about signing my first. And then of course, after signing your first, signing multiple more, building your client portfolio, and actually making a solid amount of money freelance brand scaling. So now without further ado, let me stop yapping. Let's get right into the good stuff. So first things first, obviously, is just gonna be simply cold outreach. So cold outreach meaning you're just gonna be outreaching to a bunch of brands through DMs, through emails, through different social media platform DMs, whatever it may be, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, get creative. Now, when you're doing your outreach, to start, you're gonna wanna be sending about 50 to 100 DMs to different brands per day. Now, you're gonna wanna do this for about the first week. After about the first week, you're gonna wanna cut back on the amount of DMs you're sending. Why? Because you don't want your account to get restricted. That's a common thing that people run into, is their accounts get restricted after DMing too many brands at once, and then their DMs start falling into the hidden requests of brands, and that's obviously not gonna get you to where you wanna be, because no one is gonna be seeing your DMs that you're sending to these brands. Obviously, with your outreach, you have to be creative. You can't simply just send brands stupid DMs sounding like a bot. Obviously, freelance brand scaling has started to become more and more of a known business model, so there's more and more people trying to do it. You're competing with the other people who are also DMing these brands saying, hey, let me run your ads. I do freelance brand scaling. I can help you attribute more revenue to your business. So you need to get creative with your outreach. Think outside the box. Think of what other people aren't thinking about. Figure out ways to get these brands to reply to you, and then from there, nurture them, get them on a call, and close them. Now, you guys are probably wondering, how do I find 50 to 100 brands to DM per day? So I'm gonna give you guys my little hacks here. Number 1 is gonna be archive pages on Instagram. You've maybe seen these pages before, where it's essentially just an Instagram page dedicated to posting underground brands and their pieces. It's solely for like fashion people to follow, to find brands that they have never heard of, to find pieces to buy from. So follow these pages, look through their following, look through the posts that they've made about these different brands and their pieces. Boom, you've got a ton of brands laid out in front of your face right there. Now, number 2 is gonna be what I call the burner method. So you're gonna make a brand new TikTok page. You're gonna dedicate this solely to your burner account. Now, what exactly is this? You're gonna make this new TikTok page, and you're only gonna engage with clothing brand related stuff across your TikTok. That'll fill your For You page only with clothing brands. As you scroll through your For You page, it's gonna be clothing brand after clothing brand after clothing brand. That gives you a ton of prospects that you can then outreach to and then hopefully sign as a client. Another way to do this is look at the brands, look at the brand owners, look through who they follow and their network of people, and it's pretty easy to find brands through that. Just network with different brand owners, network with different brands. Again, look through their following, look through who they follow, look through who follows them, and you're bound to find a bunch of brands. Every brand owner knows other brand owners. It's a tight-knit community. So now, after saying that, that brings us to referral. So obviously, like I just said, every brand owner knows other brand owners. Once you sign your first client, it's gonna be 10 times easier to sign your second. If you do good work for one brand owner, they're gonna tell their other brand owner friends about you and the work that you did for them and the revenue that you brought them. They go and tell their friends about that. Their friends are instantly gonna be hitting you up wanting your services. They're going to be willing to pay you retainers for your work. That means you're collecting cash up front before even doing any of the work, because it is an inbound lead versus a cold outreach lead. Now, to backtrack a little bit, obviously it's gonna be hard to sign your first client without any results. So one thing that you can always do is offer free trials to these brands. You can be like, yo, let me run your ads for free for a week or 2. Let me show you what I'm capable of doing, and then we'll talk about me getting paid. Now, obviously nobody really wants to work for free, but it's a good method to use signing your first client. Otherwise, don't get cash greedy and ask for retainers up front. Solely be willing to work for a percentage of the revenue you generate them. That way, in their eyes, they're like, okay, I'm only paying this dude if he gets me the results he says he can get me. That's just gonna build your trust with that potential client and make it 10 times easier to sign them. So again, back to referral. Like I said, As soon as you do good work for one brand owner, they're gonna tell their other friends and you're gonna have inbound leads coming in. As soon as you have results to speak for yourself, outreach is gonna become way easier as well. When you can hit a brand up and say, yo, this is a brand that I generated this for, let me do it for your brand as well. Obviously, that's gonna make it 10 times easier. So now this is gonna bring us to inbound leads, specifically inbound leads with a personal brand. So someone like myself who's built a personal brand around running ads for businesses, I have people who come to me from my social media platforms wanting to work with me. If you go to my Instagram, which is just Brez Scales, you'll see a link in my bio with a type form where people can fill out and apply to work with me. This is where a lot of my leads come from. People go to the link in my bio, they click that, they fill that out in hopes to get a reply from my team with a chance to work with me. Now I have a setter who goes through that application, qualifies all those leads, makes sure that they're qualified to work with me, hits them up, books them in for a call with me, and then that's where I hopefully close that lead and sign them as a client if they're qualified. So moving forward with this isn't gonna be a method for everyone. Everyone is not a person who can hop in front of a camera and build a personal brand around what they do for business. It takes a select person to be able to do this, and I myself have been able to do this over the past few years, building up my personal brand, and it has taken years to get to where I'm at with this. But now I have a constant influx of inbound leads coming into me of people wanting to work with me and willing to pay retainers up front. They know the results that I get. They know how worth it is to pay me those retainers up front, so they're more than willing to come and give me that cash before I even start any of that work. And then on my end, I obviously only sign them if I know that I can make them their money back. So if any of you are interested in this and want to apply to work with me, go to the link in my Instagram bio, fill that type form out, and I will reach out to you if you're qualified. But again, that's a good way to actually bring in leads to your business. Now another way to go about this is running ads. Create some ad creatives talking about what you do and how you can help businesses by running ads for them. Create a type form where when they slide up, it takes them to the type form where they can fill out an application to work for you. You reach out to those applicants who are qualified, book them in for a call, and then hopefully land them as a client. Now, me personally, I've never ran ads before for my business. Talking about how I can help businesses grow, all of my leads have just came organically from the social media platforms that I've built myself on. But this is definitely a method that a lot of you can take in running ads, directing them to a type form or some sort of application where they can fill that out and then apply to work with you. And boom, like I said, you qualify those leads, book them in for a call, and hopefully land them as a client. So now let me tell you guys a little bit about my story and how I actually got started freelance brand scaling, how I signed my first client, and then how I snowballed into what I am at today. So boom, let's backtrack about 3 years, kind of when I got started freelance brand scaling, when I was running my own brand. So I first hired a marketing agency for 3 months, which cost me $6,000. They were running the advertisements for my business and I was paying them to do so, just like a freelance brand scaler, except they were an agency, it wasn't an individual. So I paid them, and over the time of them running my ads, I learned and picked up on what they were doing, so I taught myself while they were running their ads. I just watched what they were doing and learned myself, so that eventually I fired them and then started running my own ads. My first month ever running my own ads, I had my best month ever with my brand. I realized that, hey, I could really do this shit. So I reached out to some other brand owner friends in the space that I had, and I was like, yo, let me run your ads for free, bro. I want to see if I can get you these results as well. So I signed my first client, which was a good friend of mine, started running ads for him, and boom, hit a 20x ROAS throughout a month. We spent $2,000 on ads to make back $22,000. As soon as I saw these results come in, I knew, boom, this is gonna be it for me. I can really take this to the next level. So I started reaching out to other brand owner friends I had, and boom, just started signing clients, was doing outreach to obviously warm leads of brand owner friends that I knew, as well as just brands that I didn't know at all, but I was just signing clients, building my skill set of running ads and building my client portfolio. Then I started posting on TikTok about the results that I was getting and building my personal brand around myself and my freelance brand scaling skills. People really started to get to know me, and they started to get to know the results that I was able to get for brands, and I started to build a reputation for myself in the community. Everyone knew me as the guy for clothing brand ads. So boom, I started getting a ton of inbound leads coming in from my social media platforms that I was building my personal brand on, where I was talking about the results that I was getting for my clients. And again, like I said, I was signing client after client after client, almost to the point where I couldn't even keep up. Now it's gotten so big to the point where I'm having to hire employees and actually build out a full agency. I've got people working underneath me, media buyers, sales teams, everything to bring the agency together so that we can structure this and work for the best of the best clients in the space. So I promise you, bro, if you're grinding right now and you're trying to get into freelance brand scaling, signing your first client is gonna be the hardest part, but once you do, it gets 10 times easier from there. Once you have that first case study and those first results under your belt, it's gonna be much easier to build your client portfolio and just sign client after client after client. Now, I hope this video helped you guys tremendously, but I'm hosting a completely free class. I'm gonna leave the link down below to sign up for that. I'm gonna go over everything to do with freelance brand scaling, how to prospect your first client, more in depth on how to sign your first client, and then how to actually run ads for these clients. We're gonna go full A to Z freelance brand scaling course for free, live on Sunday. So go to the link down below, click that, sign up for that free class. I highly, highly, highly recommend you do not miss it because it is free and it is gonna be a ton of sauce. As well as we're gonna do a huge Q&A at the end, so I'm gonna answer all of your guys' questions you may have. If you have any other questions, you can leave them down in the comments below. I'll try to get back to all of you, but I appreciate you guys watching the video. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you like, and let me know if you guys like this sit-down informational style of content because I'll continue to drop these bangers. Without further ado, that's gonna wrap up the video. Sign up for that free class down below, subscribe, hit that like button. Follow me on Instagram at BrezScales, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.